Hello, welcome again to another gameplay commentary of Zero AD Alpha 21, trying to wait for Alpha 22 with me, Amphibian, something, nothing, everything. And so we're here looking at a team play, 4 versus 4, a game. Not again. I'm wide awake. Okay, I'm wide awake. Let's just see the teams here. The team is, very clear. East and west, with our western team being, let's introduce you to our players. Alexandre Legrand, France, playing as the Green Spartans, and for blue Gauls, the legendary, man, isn't the other one the legendary already? Okay, Alexandre Legrand, the legendary, and blue Gauls, and our yellow Macedonians is Equilibrium. Playing as the red Romans is our D Kaiser 1136, playing with those horsemen gathering with women, and it's going to be a very fast game because of the configuration of the teams. As we can see here in this map, it's a conquest map. Dark Gauls or black, this is Feldfeld, and we know his strategy now. He's going to do a Gaelic Naked Fanatic rush, and our teal, let's just word teal Seleucids, is Kaukasan with his farmstead ready up, house, and another storehouse up and running. And our purple Iberians will be Orpheus, I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly, building his own territory or being safe with his Iberian walls. And the orange Gauls is mayo, mayonnaise, or mayo, I'm not sure. Okay, but that's just the team we're facing right now, and I'm sorry if there are still vehicle sounds, because as for any of you who are new to this channel, it's because I am in front of the road, a highway, and I really apologize for those very distracting noises, just so we can actually get in the way of our commentary. Okay, so let's just focus first maybe on our frontline team, and let's see how these guys are going up. And of course, your typical get your food ready, storehouse, farmstead, tech, with that tech, so you can gather your fruit faster, and having a storehouse storehouse and some backup houses just to keep the population of your women. So the Macedonians is playing it quite safely, doing our typical use women for everything at the start of the game, except for the men who are in there gathering some wood and having a little bit of a idle time with your cavalry. Next will be the legendary, who's ready to take up to town phase, less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes in the game, and ready to ship to the farm so he can gather much food, because maybe he didn't actually see this, or it's not worth it to gather more food with this type of food configuration, so dealing with farms is better. And also the cavalry, nice non-idle time for you, so that means you can take up now if you wanted to and advance and do your slinger rush or something. And Feldfeld, who is playing the Gauls, who has the potential of doing the Naked Fanatic rush, now immediately goes for the town phase thingy. And of course, and I think he thinks that it's worth it to shift to another farmstead just to gather this fruit, although I think it's better to wait until this town phase so you can build your farmstead here and then have your 2 fruits or fruit trees easy to gather up. And also the fruit basket gathering can also be an added bonus to the food gathering rate. Okay, so he's on phase 2, but still on women. Quite a very flimsy position if you ask me, but didn't actually see this base now. And we can see the tavern ready up to do the Naked Fanatic rush, that is if he's preparing to gather up some metal, which he seems to be doing. And let's see about the harassment going on in here by yellow and teal. yeah, I'm going to call him teal instead of sky blue.
Yes, see?
Just so I can actually put some summary. Less words. Yes, less words. I can use less words. And so since this player is near to the water, it's kind of practical if you want to gather some food using some boats, but of course you are risking yourself having your enemy trying to duel up these food sources, and if one player tries to invade your food source or steal some food source, this kind of scenario can actually muster up. And being the Seleucids, I am actually not sure how much advantage a Seleucid player can do. And in terms of food gathering, yeah, there are fruit trees, fruit beers, and you're kind of food centric, especially with this corral and even the dock. I guess the food, the point of the food is having even more cavalrymen to do this thing, type of hit and run tactics and contesting everything on these food features, because the fastest or the most efficient way of shoring up your food source is through hunting animals. And the best kinds of units, yeah, there's only one kind of unit that can gather food much faster, and that's the cavalry. And what's kind of the movement here? I think we're seeing Feldfeld's naked fanatics against Equilibrium, getting those women eliminated from the game early on, and while forcing him to hide everybody else, delaying his economy time. And is there any counterplay from the bottom part on blues? And yes, there is. Now, the question is, can he play out this counterplay against Feldfeld? Who's this again? Who's blue? The legendary. Can the legendary make enough harassments against Feldfeld just so he can put a stop on this naked fanatic rush? And how many naked fanatics? 5 naked fanatics, still maintaining their advantage. But still might be not enough to delay much of Equilibrium's food income. Still a lot of action, very fast action going on around here. It's still big, risking all that metal gathering and food. Why food? Where's the wood? Here we are. Still kind of one advantage of sharing wood source with your ally is that you're safe. Your women are safe, but the downside of this is that your wood source will run out much easier. So sooner or later you have to shift. Yes, he is shifting from wide there, maybe even more population. He needs even more fanatics to come out of this tavern, still managing to keep the harassment up against Equilibrium, but him being the Macedonian player can actually stave off at least some of those naked fanatics, because these guys have some real tanky properties against them. Their only problem is that they're quite slow and very unresponsive enough to, if ever Feldfeld tries to maneuver his way into the enemy camp, and these guys are just too slow to catch up. By the time they caught up, the naked fanatics already ran away. But that's not to say that his Equilibrium's allies are not booming on themselves, because the Spartans, being having the power to do his own Skiritai rush, and if his rush gets going, almost no one can stop it. That's how powerful the Spartans in Alpha 21 is, and of course they will be nerfed in Alpha 22, just saying. You know, Alpha 22, the Skiritai Commandos will have more train time. Maybe the 10-second train time will become 15, and greater cost and whatnot, everything like that, just so you can reduce the power of the Skiritai Commando. And it's not that the Skiritai Commando is kind of imbalanced, but just overpowered by the other player's opinion. And just look at this, even how many naked fanatics trying to chase just one pikeman, foot companion, and through this one track. So Equilibrium is actually trying to invade. Well, he did successfully invade Felfel's territory, but he's out for revenge, and the advantage might play out, or maybe not. But looks to us that the champions are winning this fight, because even though these guys are tanky by the numbers, their damage output is not as great as you think they are. And since being the Macedonian frontline, he's being harassed continually, and that means Feldfeld is already staking a claim that the game will either win or fall depending on Equilibrium's state, and every member of even Equilibrium's team might know it. The only problem is that he is not receiving enough backup, and these women are quite vulnerable to the attack because the men are gone. He has no men, and these guys are just wrecking everything. In both yellow and red are now crippled in terms of military power, and at least he has some economy there. Does red have economy? Does D Kaiser have? He has an overflow of food. He needs to, let's just say, get some wood income up, but that's too bad because he can't. And while Velvel is trying to guard the Macedonian, keeping him down, no barracks for him, forced to delete his own barracks just so he cannot be captured, and the same for the ghost for the houses. And it's not looking bright for Equilibrium. The Equilibrium has been, it's no longer a state of equilibrium, it's no longer a balanced match. Okay, but he is going to depend on his teammates now for this. Every defensive capability now rests on his allies' shoulders, and he's also running on his fellow weak ally who's only sending about 5 swordsmen just so he can help quell, maybe at least take down one naked fanatic if he can. But these things are just not going down that easily, because not only are they out damaged, they're also outnumbered, and they can be outrun very easily. And accidental wood gatherers here, if you're going to gather some wood, yeah, this could be an ideal position, but it's still very weak. So that means red, the Kaiser, is also pinned down when it comes to wood. Oh, there's some potential wood here, but everybody's trying to stop this naked fanatic now. Even green, who's green, Alexander Legrand, now trying to help. This is going to be a one-man's excursion of everybody in the team. Even blue, I think even blue is forced to respond and try. This is like a game against an AI. If you know how to play against the AI, just send one cavalry, make them do a wild goose chase, and Feldfeld is successfully going for it. And just look at this even weaker defensive end of who's the legendary player has been legendarily being ignored. His defenses are being ignored, and Feldfeld is going to run back into his base, successfully delaying everybody's activity in terms of economy, while his own allies are building up their strength. Can they win this? Looks like Feldfeld is single-handedly pinning everybody else down. Now, yellow has already been eliminated practically. He's now only there to catch up on everyone. Red, somewhat still surviving, because he has now not only a top. No, this is yellow's lap. Just so he can gather some wood, sneaking up that dock in, and only 5 wood gatherers. While Feldfeld is strengthening himself. What phase is he? He's close to taking up to city phase. Why? Where are your naked fanatics? I guess it's in here. Yes, 10 naked fanatics, and blue is mad. The legendary is now mad, trying to avenge his fellow teammate Equilibrium, and now the Skiritai rush. It's on the move now. The secret Skiritai rush is having a steady metal economy, and by the looks of things, it's not going to be as steady as we wanted. Although the wood income is decent enough, it's still not enough to do a successful free-flowing Skiritai rush. But if he manages to do that, he can actually at least fight against Feldfeld's naked fanatic rush. That's the real strategy here, and everybody's raining down Feldfeld's base, trying to get everything. Oh, check out. Is this town phase? Yes, town phase. And Slinger rush. A Slinger rush has been committed while some Skiritai Commandos choking Feldfeld out of this wood source, and looks like Feldfeld has very little wood source, at least very near him. So that means if the other team, our western team, can choke Feldfeld out of this territory, it can be a successful counterplay, and everything that Feldfeld has worked for will be brought to nothing. But his teammate seems to be kind of a comfy lead when it comes to taking up. Yes, every city phase, close to city phase. About to get to city phase. He's the slowest one because he has the least action being seen here. And yellow recovering slowly but surely, still in phase 1. How about blue? I think it still is phase 2, close to phase 3. Yes, all he needs is a little more towers. Even Spartan and Rome, close. But there's no denying that our eastern team is ahead, and here comes another Slinger rush. Rush against rush. So the naked fanatic rush came first, and you're trying to counter it with their own Skiritai Commando rush, and then Slinger rush versus Slinger rush. The only problem with blue's, the legendary Slinger rush, is that it's not numerous enough, unlike oranges. Who's orange? Mayo Slinger rush now giving a very huge threat against the legendary's base, because these are a lot. 66 slingers against how many military units? You need help from Alexander Legrand if you want to survive legendary, and that is provided that Mayo knows, and he seems to be going for an attack. A two-pronged attack, maybe. One attack group from here, and then another attack group in here. Yes, so this is the main attack group. Maybe trying to distract everybody, try to pull. Yes, that's a very good move, Mayo. And so the back. No, that's not the back. And Mayo getting out of danger as quickly as he can, just so he can save his siege people. And also Alpha 22, the Slingers will be nerfed. Their sieging power will be reduced to half. Okay, so they will not be that overpowered, because these guys are indeed overpowered also, regardless of what faction they're playing. Maybe against a Carthage or any player that has walls in it. But Alexander Legrand has his sights on on Feldfeld now with his Skiritai Commando rush, and I think he has gained in. So I guess this is the most efficient way of gathering metal and having a steady wood income. Also food for your Skiritai Commando rush. Maybe that's what makes it so imbalanced, because you can actually do a few metal gatherers and still have a very steady stream of Skiritai Commandos ready for your aid. batch of 5 and another batch of 5. And how many batches does he have? I think it was 2. Yes. And 13 at the same time. That's quite a very risky move. There are a lot of risks for having too large of a batch train size. One is, of course, you will be pumping up soldiers faster, but you have to make sure that by the time your soldiers have pumped out, that there's still some of your own units remaining in here. And it's going to be a battle for territory on this side of the map, on Feldfeld's territory. So the battle shifted away from equilibrium and back down here to Legendary's territory, although I think Kaukas Han is going to make himself be felt by equilibrium, and he tacked up to Skiritai, meaning he has his own heroes lined up for ready to be trained and harass equilibrium even more, because he just can't catch up. But while the war waging here is just making my screen lag for quite a very... This one's going down. One barracks will go down surely because it's being captured and being taken down at the same time. Too many support units at the same time. What's this? Is this Celtic Slingers? So that's get Britannic against Britannic. So Slinger versus Slinger, and numbers are winning. The numbers are winning. So the Feldfeld, the advantage that Feldfeld get, although there's... sorry guys, I didn't actually notice this counter push by the Legendary. So while... Are they going to trade bases now? The only problem is that Mayo is faster. He has entered the Legendary's base faster than the Legendary can do to Feldfeld's base, and especially that Feldfeld can actually defend himself against these Slingers, and he's having a very difficult time trying to find... Oh, and here comes Mayo now with a fraction of his army helping in the defense, while having... This is a very messy game. Skiritai Commandos on the left, Slingers on the right, or just center part of the map, and here we have some spearmen against pikemen going ahead with even those towers. But this is the more interesting section of the battle, so let's concentrate here. Although it's obviously lagging on my part, let's just see how much. Oh, Blue has resigned. I guess the Legendary has had enough of getting... maybe he just couldn't restore his civic center now, especially it's been taken down, and he can't even create enough counterplay to invade Feldfeld's base. So he is the first to go down, while everybody else resigns, I guess. Okay, so let's evaluate how it happened. The Gauls made the naked fanatic rush, harassed the frontline player. I'm not sure why he didn't choose this one. Maybe it's because he can defend his base better, and so Feldfeld chose equilibrium first. Brought the ravaged equilibrium's to base, and then next was Rome, was also fairly weak in terms of military power, so they couldn't catch up after that rush, and so by the time everybody was strengthening up, the only player that was strong enough to fight against them was actually Blue. Blue had a fighting chance, but he was harassed constantly after equilibrium failed, and although Alexander Legrand had a strong Skiritai commando rush, he just couldn't handle helping everybody else. So the pressure was on him. And by the time Mayo attacked the Legendary's base, everything fell apart. Okay, the Iberians kinda quiet. Maybe he's just playing it safe, just like everybody else tried to play. These type top team are, yeah, they're the slowest to do something. Not That's not to say that they're not strong. It's just that most of the action was down here. These players, it's like it was a match between them and everybody, and the victory will depend on their side. Okay, so I guess this is the game. I hope you guys liked it. Everybody has nice stats here, but the legendary somehow, even though this team won, this team has the upper hand in terms of score. Why? Because they gathered more, I guess. Yeah, they have more women, more gatherers. No, things are their only advantage is that they farmed more fields. Okay, so that's guys. That's it. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time.